everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to my game of 5 Parsecs from Home, Planetfall. Planetfall is a new expansion book for 5 Parsecs from Home. It's an independent game. It has its own rules, its own mechanics. It's very similar to 5 Parsecs from Home, but there are some differences. This is campaign turn number 3. I haven't, knock on wood, haven't lost anybody yet. Actually, did I? No, have not. Today I am starting a new campaign, so we're going to go through the steps required for this. I'm going to go ahead and I wrote down campaign turn number 3 here. Recovery. We do not have to do recovery. All my troops, all 8 of them, are healthy. Repairs. No repairs are going to be needed. Early in this game, there are a lot of this you're not going to be doing because I haven't had any attacks on my colony. I haven't lost anybody, those kind of things. We're going to go straight to scout reports. All right, during the scout reports part of this, it's on page 60. You select a map sector that is not occupied and which has not been exploited. So, basically, any map sector. Select a map sector that is not enemy occupied and which has already been exploited. So we'll do this one to my right. Right there. So the way this works is you roll 2 dice and you pick the lower one, and that's the number of resources. 6 and 4. So the resource will be 4. And then for the hazard level, you roll the same thing and you pick the lowest. 2 hazard. All right. The numbers correspond, the resources 4 corresponds to how many times you could go do a mission that you're gathering, trying to get resources or collect things. Hazards relates to how many tokens are going to be placed on the table that are sort of like unknowns when you do a mission. All right, and then finally, I didn't roll any doubles, so we go back. If you'd roll doubles, you get another Ancient Signs. I have 3 so far, but unfortunately not enough. There is a chart on page 59 that you're going to do 1 D100 roll on for the Scout Discovery, and it's a D100. I'll do yellow is high, and that is a 78, which, Ancient Signs, okay. So we have 4 Ancient Signs. Now somebody messaged me and made me realize this. The Ancient Signs, apparently you roll for Ancient Signs at the end of a mission. Now it says here, randomly select a map sector, then mark it that it has Ancient Signs. So that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to put an A here. Actually, there's a symbol. Where is that symbol? I'm just going to put an A. There's a symbol to put for Ancient, and it says complete a mission awards the Ancient Sign. So I haven't found a delve yet, which is fine because I was doing it wrong. But if I ever investigate this sector and I complete the mission there, I can roll to gain that Ancient Sign, which I currently have. I think I have 3. I think I actually probably have 1 or 2. I did do a mission last time that had an Ancient Sign, so it should have rewarded. So yeah, I should be okay. But I will not go up to 4 until I complete this next mission. Well, the mission if I should go to this sector, which I may not. All right, after the scouting report, we do the enemy information, and there is no enemy information for this turn. I haven't encountered any tactical enemies. Tactical enemies are different than land enemies like animals. So there are 3 types here. There are the animals, there are tactical, and then there are the slyn, S-L-Y-N. As a matter of fact, somebody else pointed out, in the last mission, I went up against the slyn. It was tough. I misread. You're supposed to roll 2d6, add them together, and if you roll between a 2 and a 4 for the sum, slyn show up. I rolled 1, and it was like a 3, 4, or 5, and I had slyn. So I went up against a really dangerous enemy that I probably shouldn't have had to go up against. But hey, now we know who the slyn are, and we know they're deadly. All right, so none of that. Enemy activity, step 4. While you're going about your business, we don't have any tactical enemies, so that goes away. Step 5, colony event. This is another D100. It's on page 63. Yellow is high. That is an 85. Changing climate. Uh-oh. All right, so we have a changing climate issue. And it's going to, it's never good. Let's see. Planetary phenomena changes unpredictably. Erase a random existing entry from your campaign conditions table. It is filled again when you roll that entry again. All right, so campaign conditions, and a random one. Well, I've only got one filled out, so the odds of me rolling it are pretty slim. Let me get to that. Let me see, where was that? I think it's back here at the missions, maybe. Where are you? Okay, come on. Here we go. So on the missions, there is a campaign condition table. It's a D100 table. And I only have from 53 to 62 marked as all clear. So I will roll this. And unfortunately, if I roll between a 53 and a 62, that all clear, which is a great one, by the way, it will get wiped clean. I rolled a 9. So if I had something in this 9, which I do not, it would have gotten wiped clean. So good on me that I don't have to deal with that mess. Let's go back to the campaign here. Let's see. That was a colony event. Mission determination. This is the fun part. I have already done this. After much consideration, I'm ready to go take my full squad. Well, I can't take all 8. I can take 6. I want to do an exploration mission. An exploration mission is up to 6 of your primary crew, not the grunts. It does not allow you to take the grunts. The exploration is on page 117. And again, I apologize I'm having to flip, but I don't have the print book yet so that I can tab it. I'm using my iPad. So for the exploration mission, you have to pick a sector that your scouts have explored. Well, those are basically any that have the number R and an H for resources and hazards. It says you're going to use a 3-foot by 3-foot table. You're going to place objectives equal to the resource value. The objective markers are what you really want because the primary goal of this mission is to sweep all those objectives and see what they are. To sweep an objective, you must end a battle round within 3 inches of it. Animals ignore it. And also there's a chance the Slen may arrive. We'll get to that. You end the mission. If you fight the Slen, you end the mission and you drive them off. And it says you can claim any remaining objectives that were not claimed. The campaign factors for roll 1d6 for each objective. So the more objectives you clear, it says for every one that you roll increases the hazard level by 1 point. So by exploring it, you're risking increasing the hazard level, and you also reduce the resource value. Once the resources hit 0, the sector is exploited and can no longer be explored. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, I want to do that. So I'm going to choose mission determination. We're going to do an exploration. I have not done one of these yet. I'm trying to do all the different missions to give you an idea of what's there. So far, I have done a hunt and an investigation mission. I have not done an exploration. So I will take 6 crew. It is a 3x3 area. Now, here's the clincher. The number of objective markers. Where am I going to go? Well, I could go high because I've got one that's got 6 resources and 1 hazard. The hazard, by the way, is going to be a contact marker that could be anything. It could be a deadly animal. It could be Slen. You never know. I've got R4, H4, R4, H2, R4, H3. I think I'm going to, for this first one, I want the fewest hazards. We're going to do R6. So there will be 6 resource markers. And the hazards, the contact markers will just be 1. Now, you roll 2d6 and you add them together. And on a 2 to 4, I'll be attacked by the Slen. I got a 6, so no Slen, which means that contact marker could be a bad guy. Now, it's not just one contact because it says place a number of contacts equal to the hazard level. I'll place one. And then it says the first time it's revealed, you roll to see what hostile life form you've encountered. I get that. Then it says there was another way it increases. If you're okay, that's it. No, I thought there was a way that the oh yeah. Now the contacts, when it moves, you will roll 2 dice to determine if it moves towards you or away from you. It's sort of random, and there's always a chance that it will split into 2 contacts. So it may not just be one contact that I'm going up against. The reward here, by the way, is I get a post-mission find. That's it. So we'll take that. It doesn't look like I get to... I guess you don't get any resources. It says every 3 to 6 reduces the resource value by -1. When it gets to 0, it's exploited. I thought maybe I got resource points based on things. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera. I'm going to get it pointed over at the... I'm coming at it from a side angle. I'm going to get the table set up for this mission, and we'll get playing this exploration mission. Give me just a second to get set up, and I'll be right back. All right, time to play. I picked this edge, and I rolled the die, which allows me to stay here. If you roll over a certain value, you have to roll randomly, but I managed to get this one. So I have set up 6 objective markers as requested. There's one here, and I kind of put them in like little hiding places. There's one here. There's one in the center of these stones. This one is sort of, I meant to group these together. It's sort of inside this little alien flora. I didn't mean to do that. This one is supposed to be tucked into there. And then the last one is over here on this edge. So, and then there is an objective marker. These are objective markers. There's a contact marker in the very center of the board, which is going to move around and come at me possibly. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I have brought 2 scouts and 4 of my troopers. When you pick the mission, you have to pick their weapon, and I want to share that with you because it's one of those things you do during the campaign setup, and I didn't do it on the previous one. So all the weapons are on page. Come on, where are you? They're on page. It's called the Armory. It's on page 75. Now these are all standard weapons. I haven't got any tier 1 or tier 2 weapons yet because I haven't researched any of that stuff. Certainly don't have any of the manufacturing capabilities to do it. So what you do is you can issue your scouts and your troopers different types of equipment. The scout can get a handgun, a pistol. Can I have a colony rifle? And I think that's probably because the scout is supposed to be somewhat of a fast mover. So I'm going to give them... The handgun only has a range of 9. The scout pistol... 6. The scout pistol has a range of 9. So I'm going to put 9 inches pistol, and both Ben, who is the one with the baseball cap backwards, and Arctic, who is the one with the jungle hat, they each have a 9-inch range pistol with 1 shot. It is called stabilized, and stabilized means if the shooter doesn't move, you get +1 to see if you hit. Now, all of my troopers, I think I'm just going to give them the standard trooper rifle, which is called a trooper rifle. And the trooper rifle has a range of 30. None of my grunts are coming along. 30-inch range, it's a rifle, and it has 1 shot, and it has what's called AP ammo. If stationary, the shooter may add +1 to damage. So if I don't move and I shoot, I can add +1 damage if I hit. So I'm going to put +1 damage if no move. All right, and it is time to go. So in this game, there is a fast phase, a creature phase, or objective phase and or an enemy phase, and then there is the slow phase. Page 41 is where it defines the contact, how the contact marker moves. The objective markers do not move. I just need to get within 3 inches of them to claim them. And I want to try to claim as many as I can. I can only claim 1 objective marker per round. So if both of my scouts are near one, I can only get 1. I can't do both. The contact will move, it activates, if any contacts are present, they move at the end of the enemy phase. So during the enemy phase. And I'll be rolling 2 red dice, 2d6 to determine the movement there. All right, but first I need to roll for my troopers to see if they get to move in the fast phase. And to do that, I will be rolling 6 green d6 dice. And I'm looking for, all of my troopers have a reaction of 2, and my scouts have a reaction of 1. So I'm looking for 1s and 2s. I got 2 1s, and that is it. Now, I can give those 1s to my troopers, because the troopers can react on a 1 or a 2 in the fast phase. But given that the scouts need to get moving, I'm going to go ahead and send them out. The scouts can move 5, and then they can move an additional, 2 inches if they, or it's called a rush or a sprint. And of course, I did not bring my measuring tape. It's right here. Somebody remind me in the comments to make a checklist before I start videoing. Dice, measuring tape, all that good stuff. All right. Not knowing where I'm going, the scout says, I'm going to look over this way. So he's going to move 5. And he doesn't see anything, so I'm going to move 2 more. And he is right there. This scout decides to move off this direction and moves 5. And we see or hear something interesting over here. So he will move 2 inches. And he radios that he thinks he sees something. There's a small cave here. He's going to... It says that you can do it within 3 inches. I'm gonna the ones that are sort of enclosed, I'm gonna say they have to be base to base in order to obtain it. So that is the end of the fast phase. Now we go to creature phase. There are no creatures out. So we go to the end of the creature phase, which is where we roll to see what happens with this contact marker. Why is there only 1? Because the hazard level of this particular sector that I chose, it had a resource of 6. That's why there's 6 objective markers and a hazard of 1. If there had been a hazard of 6 and a resource of 1, there would have been 1 objective and 6 contacts. Contacts can be dangerous. All right, let's see what happens. So the way this works is red is aggression, green is neutral. Whichever die is higher wins. Aggression will move the marker towards the nearest living creature, human, and green is a random direction. So 4 beats 3. It will move 4 inches towards the nearest trooper. Now this is where you got to measure, and I just do as the crow flies. This is 13.5 inches, and this is 11.5. So aggression wins. It's going to move 4 inches towards this guy, and it says contacts do not block enemy movement. All contacts are not, okay, hold on. If during the movement, okay, I'm trying to remember how it moves. It moves a number of inches. It is not affected by terrain penalties, like moving through thick mud or something like that. But contacts cannot cross terrain that would otherwise be impassable. So it's got to go around this rock. Instead, they will move around it. So it's going to move 4 inches. It will just move, this is a ½ inch. I'll just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's close enough. All right, so it's moving this way. Now, how do I see it? All right, so for a contact, it says contacts are detected under 2 circumstances. If during the movement of a player, a clear line of sight with no intervening terrain, it's possible you will spot it. It says the contact is detected automatically. This occurs at the earliest point in time. At the end of each enemy phase, all contacts that are in line of sight of squad members but partially obscured must test for detection. Each obscured contact is detected on a D6 roll of 4 or higher. Now, once the contact is revealed, there's a chart on page 42 that determines whether it's a false alarm, a life form, 2 life forms, or if it splits to 2 new contacts. And those 2 new contacts appear randomly along the battlefield edges. So, he doesn't hear it. It's sneaking. There's a big boulder between us, so I'm going to play it that I don't hear it. Now it is the slow phase, so all of my other troopers will move. These guys are going to stay near him. These 2 are going to stay near him. They can move 4, not 5. So this guy will move 4. We're going to sort of spread out. He's going to go 4 to right here, and then he'll go 2 to right here. This one can go 4 there, and then 2 here. They're going, hey, Ben, don't get too far ahead. Ben just took off running. All right, these 2 are going to move 4, and I think I'm going to get to spot this. There we go. 1, 4. This one, when he gets here, he has a straight line of contact with no block. He radios, I see something. So it's automatic, and I'm going to be rolling on this chart here. It's a 1 to 6. What I don't want to roll, what I do want to roll is a 1 or 2. What I don't want to roll is a 6. It will be 2 life forms. I rolled a 3, which is place 2 new contacts randomly along the battlefield edges. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 new contacts. We'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. All right, so that one will go down here. And this one will come over here. All right, so they will be placed there and here. And the next, at the end of the next enemy phase, they will move just like this one does. Well, I don't have any encounters yet, so that's probably a good thing. And by the way, I have these activated, which I was going to use them. I'm going to try to get in the habit of using them, but it's pretty easy to know. So he moves up and he spots it. We removed this because it was identified. I don't know how that turns into 2, but it does. That was it. Okay. So end of the phase. It is now time to roll initiative, or not initiative, a reaction roll. So I roll 6 green, these 6 D6, and I'm looking for 1s and 2s. And I got nothing, all 4s and 6s. All right, so all my guys will be moving on the slow phase, which means all of these contact markers. Now this one is within line of sight, so I have to roll, now that he goes, well, this will move first. Hold on, let's think this through. They will move, but it's automatically in sight, so I should resolve this. It just shows, no, we'll have it move based on the aggression die. Let's see what happens. It will move 2 inches right towards me. All right, and then what does this one do? It will move in a random direction 5 inches. So I'm going to roll this, and if anything happens behind this line, I just move it along the edge. It's going to move that way 5 inches. So it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It sneaks around the corner, and it's coming that way. All right, now my guys will go. All right, let's start with this one. We see a contact. We need to roll for what it is. Remember, I'd love a 1 or 2. I got a 3, which means 2 new contact markers. Good Lord, we have dropped into a possible hive or something. All right, let me get another contact marker. There we go. I got 2. So once again, I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down there. And then 1, 2, 3, 2 of them. All right, 2 of them all the way down here. And they will activate during the next enemy phase. Okay, so this one got revealed as 2 new objectives, so it goes away. This guy, this is Arctic. I call him Arctic. He moves up and comes in base contact. We have collected 1 objective. You want to collect as many as you can. All right, he is done. I will flag him as activated. These 2 are going to stay within range 4 inches, and he'll move 4 and 2, and come over here. This one radios that he wants to look in here. Just, you know, it's a little dark area. Could be a wild animal. It's an objective marker. He can move 3 and 2. He gets in there, and he will claim the objective marker. All right, so we got 2. But remember, we got to go way back here to get the rest. These 2 guys will move 4 and 4. And I'm going to have this one move just 2 more right here. Okay, that is the end of the slow phase. We'll roll my 6 dice. Once you get the hang of this game, it can go pretty quick. And I'm narrating, so if you're playing solo and you're not filming and you're just playing, you can really rock. This game will go pretty quick. All right, let's see. I got a 2, and that's it. I can assign that to one of my troopers. All right, I will, let me get the activated. I forgot to mark all my activated. I'm gonna activate this one. He's gonna say, I'm moving ahead, scouting ahead just a little bit. He'll move 4 plus 2 is 6. He will move right here. And he has no line of sight to any of the new contact markers back there. I moved that one, and then I did slow phase, and he detected. Okay, so this one will move now. Okay, so will these. All right, that is it. I will mark him as activated, and we have 3 contact markers. So let's go ahead and roll for this one. The 3 beats the 2, so it will move in a random direction. This way, 3 inches. And I could measure it. I'm just, you know, it's close enough. I know that probably drives some of y'all crazy. You're like, get the measuring stick out. This one will move, I'll do this one, 5 towards the nearest. In my opinion, yeah, this is going to be the nearest one. So it will move 5 inches, just so you can see them trying to be fair, 5 inches. This one, uh, 4 inches in a random direction. This way, 4 inches. All right, now it is the slow phase, everybody else. Okay. I like sweeping the edge here, so what I'm going to do is my scout is going to come out 3 inches and 2, that's 5, and then he's going to move ahead 2 more inches, and he is activated. This guy is going to only move 4, and he'll guard the rear, and he's done. And coming over here, the scout says, let's continue forward. He sees this, looks interesting. I wouldn't do that. I would move 5. They tell him slow down. They move 4 and 4. He hears something over here. There's an objective marker here. So rather than here, he sees this is too thick, but he hears or smells something coming from over this direction. So they are all activated, and that is the end of the slow phase. So pick these up and roll for reaction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, come on, 1s and 2s. I need some activation here. I got a 1, and that's it. Rolling 6 dice, you would think I'd get a couple more than that, but all right. I'm going to give this to my scout. He decides to get a little aggressive, and he can go 5 and 2 is 7. He can move all the way up here. He double moved, but he is in base contact, and he manages to steal another objective. But remember, there's a marker around here, and it could very well move towards him. So he is activated, and that's it. He was the fast phase. All right, here we go. I've got 3 contact markers to move. Let's do this one. The 4 beats the 3. It will move 4 inches towards me. And if it moves to right here, that is 4 inches, which means it gets revealed, and now I have to roll to see what it is. The way that works is you roll a d6 and you consult the chart to see what it is. I really would like a 1 or 2. I would not like a 6. I got a 2. It is a false alarm. Gone. All right, that was good. He screamed, something spooked him, and they're going to come running. All right. Oh, we got two more here. All right, let's do this one. 5 beats the 4. It will move towards him 5 inches. This one, random direction. All right. Back this way 4 inches. Right there. All right, now it's slow phase. These guys are like, dude, you got to stop getting ahead of us. They will have to book. 4 plus 2 is 6. They can each move 6. This one will move 6. And he claims, you know, that he found something. He marks it in the log, tags it for a later team to come investigate. And now we come over to these guys. This one hears something in here, and he yells, Ben, I think we got a contact. Ben moves 5. And 2 will get him to the objective, but almost, not quite. He's not in base contact. I would not have gotten there. He will move 4, and this one will move 6 to catch up. And that is the best I can do. That is slow phase. All right, come over here, collect my activation tokens, which I forgot to put. I want to develop the habit of doing that. When you play solo, sometimes you just get ahead of yourself. All right, we need to roll the 6 reactions. What else? There's 1 there. Is that it? There was 1 over here. There's 1 over here. I got 3, and there were 6 in all. There's 1 over there, and there's 1 there, and am I missing 1? 3, 4. Oh, there's 1 right here. I didn't see it. I even hit it so well for myself. It's in that little cave area over there. So we're going to sweep that way. Let's see what happens. I got a 2, and that's it. So one of my troopers can move. Which trooper? This trooper is going to move up, and we're going to move 4, and we spot an objective. All right, let's roll to see what this one is. And we see this one too. Let's roll. This one right here, the closest one, is a 3, which is place 2 new contacts. Great. So let me do that. And then this one over here is a 4, which is 1 life form. We now have an enemy. Okay, so let's do this slowly. This was my starting edge. So from here, I just play it as this is my safe edge. This is I may have some grunts over here guarding, and there's nothing over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. There's 1 back there. Another one, and this one. 6 is over here. Oh, it's over here behind me. Okay, so those will be active on the next enemy phase. I'll just put them on the edge there. That was, and now we have to deal with this animal. All right, so this one goes away. All right, this is the first alien life form I've detected. So it says life form when you from the campaign life forms table. Let me find it. It's more towards the back of the book. You have to roll to see what you encounter. Come on, man. Okay. Again, I do apologize. Post mission. No. Let me just go here. Encounter. We'll just go look at the index. Encounter. Enemy. Enemy activity. Enemy deployment. It's a contact. Contact. Detection, reveal. Contact reveal is 42. I already did that. Life form. Oh, it's called a life form. That was it. Life form page, campaign life forming, page 146. All right, here we go. So on page 146, this is the fun part. You get to roll up a new creature and add it to your, there's a table to use that you'll be doing. And I'll figure that out. All right, so here we go. Excuse me, didn't mean to kick that for you. All right, so the way this works is, first off, I need to write this down. You do the mobility speed of the creature. All right, so I'm just going to make notes here for campaign turn 3. The new encounter, and I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that now once an encounter has been rolled, I will use that for the same, any life forms that come up. I think you use the same one. I think that's right. I think I read that in the book. The encounter, roll a D100, and this is to determine the speed. I need my yellow, which blends with the table, doesn't it? What'd you do with the yellow die? The random, oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm rolling a D100, and what I really don't want is a fast creature. I don't want to roll high, you want to roll low. I rolled an 81, which is right on the tip of 7 inches of movement. Good night. All right, 7 inches of movement. It's fast. All right, next we go, it says if the roll ends in a 0 or a 5, it does not. The creature is partially airborne. Thankfully, it does not fly. While hovering, all shots of the creature receive +1 to hit. Offensive abilities. All right, here we go. You will need to roll on the following 2 tables. Combat skill. Let's roll that one. I rolled a 49, which is +1, so it has a combat of +1. If either roll ends in a 5, it has a special attack. It did not. If either roll. Okay, now we do the strike power, which is hand-to-hand. I rolled a 48, which is melee +1 damage. So if it ever comes into base contact with me, you have to do what's called brawling, and I hate brawling, but I may have to do it. All right, we did that. Defensive ability, step 3. This table establishes defensive. You roll a D100. I rolled a 53, which is toughness of 4 and 1 kill point. Okay, kill points. It's kind of like the first time you hit it, if you kill it, that knocks out 1. If it has, the number of kill points is basically how many times you have to kill it, or how many times you have to do the, get through its toughness. So the first time you do it, it knocks out the kill point, and then the 1 kill point, and the next time it kills it. I'm going to double check that between games, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Okay, anything else? Step 4, unique ability. All right, we'll do a new unique ability. The final D1 determines if it does, randomly pick 1 creature at the start of each enemy phase. That ability activates from the creature. Okay, we rolled a 98. A 98 is ferocity. When this creature initiates brawling, it rolls twice and picks the best. It does not apply if one of your character moves to engage it. All right, so, wow. Okay. Special attack. Great. Hold on. Did I do that wrong? I rolled on the wrong table. It did not have a special attack. I did not roll a 0 or 5, so never mind. That's wrong. What did I roll? I rolled a 98, which is knockdown. Okay. There's another chart on the next page. Roll a d6. Any characters within this range in inches are sent sprawling. So I don't understand how. Roll a d6. Any characters within this range. So it has a unique ability. It says the unique ability, pick 1 creature at the start of any phase, the ability activates. So, geez, if you're within 1 to 6 inches, depending on how you roll, all characters are knocked sprawling, which means you have to spend an action to stand up. This is a really nasty creature. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I keep these at 30 minutes, and we're almost there. So in the next video, I'm going to find a suitable mini for this one right here, and I'll get a shot at it at least because I did spot it, and we will see what happens. So we now have an enemy on. Oh, and by the way, there is a chart, and I'll try to find it. I'll take a picture of it once I fill it out, where I will write in this creature. You'll have 10 native life forms on this planet, and anytime you encounter a life form, you roll on that, and if it's blank, you roll a new life form, just like what I just did. But like this one, if I roll, I think this one is going to fall in the, you're supposed to roll, this one is 100. Okay, 0, 0, 0. So I think on the chart, if I roll a 90 to 100, that's what the creatures will be for that particular mission. All right, that's it for this video. Until then, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this game of Planetfall. I love this game. I love the idea of running a colony and exploring a planet, discovering secrets and all that good stuff. Plus, it has the combat and the miniatures and the terrain. It's just such a cool game. All right, everybody, I will see you in a week. Everybody, take care.
Girls with their nails done now.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.